Welcome back to My Club Pro TV, Bromley FC, the Road to Wembley. It's all beginning to get a little bit serious now. At the quarter-final stage, Bromley were handed a home tie, a tough home tie against fellow National League side, Solihull Moors.
A poor start from Bromley resulted in the visitors taking the lead with only 1 minute on the clock. A ball down the line to Clark, who cut inside to deliver a low cross for Callum Maycock to finish from close range.
After that stunned start, it didn't take long for the Ravens to get back into the game. Good work down the left-hand side from Whiteley and Arthurs ended with a headed goal from Michael Cheek on 13 minutes.
Into the second half and a frantic couple of minutes, Arthurs slid in Cheek on the right side of the box. He calmly cut inside for his second of the match, putting Bromley in control at 2-1.
With the game on a knife edge and 5 minutes left on the clock, cometh the hour, cometh the man. James Alabi picked up the ball in his own half, past 1, past 2, leaving the defender on the floor into the opposition box, and a great finish into the right-hand corner of the goal. A fantastic solo run to send the Ravens into the semi-final.
Byron, thanks for joining us. It's a 10th stage of the competition and you're drawn against a fellow playoff rival in Solihull Moors. You must have been thrilled with that draw.
We were, yeah. Obviously, we played them early on in the season and done well against them. And they're a nice team. They like to play ball, so we know how they're going to play.
Yeah.
There was no surprises, and we had a good game plan going into the game.
And they had a fast start, didn't they?
Yeah, we like to make it interesting.
Yeah, scoring the first minute, but eventually, obviously, winning the game 3-1. We've just seen James Alabi's goal, pick the ball up in his own half, and runs it length for the pitch and scores. Has he stopped talking about it yet?
Do you know what? He was on about it today, and that's a few weeks afterwards. But yeah, no, James has got that. You know, he's a powerhouse, isn't he? So he can get the ball. He's drove through. Obviously, I think a defender ended up on his face.
He did, yeah, he fell over.
Yeah. And then puts it away. So yeah, good time to score to kill the game completely.
Yeah, and I suppose a good win. Is it that point in the competition you think you start feeling like the trophy's in sight?
Do you know, it's probably the start of that game. It's kind of like serious. You know, it's a bit disrespectful, isn't it? You go into the games, the younger lads are playing in it to start off with, and then the closer you get to Wembley, it's like, oh, you know, this can be a good day out for the club. So I suppose it's a bit like the big boys in the FA Cup and the Carling Cup when they do it. So you got to the proper stage, and then we're finally there. Yeah,
and having watched you in a playoff final for Millwall, I know your record at Wembley is pretty decent. How many appearances is this going to make it now at Wembley?
It'd go down as my fourth, right. But I got injured in the warm-up for one time at Millwall, but if I'm honest, I kind of knew I was going to be injured. Right. I had to push my luck, so I'm classing it as my third because I've won twice, and then this will be my third, so hopefully hat-trick of wins.
Yeah, good stuff. Another opportunity to lead the team out. How do you feel? Still get nervous?
No, I'm kind of chilled. I always have done. I have a little thing where usually I look for my dad in the ground. So as long as I see my dad, he'll give me the little nod. Obviously, it is, yeah. My dad's mum and dad really are more consistent of going to most of my games. Obviously, all my family will be there, my wife and kids will be there as well, a few friends. But I look for my dad, get the nod, and then I'll be chilled.
Be away. And obviously, we're a bit of a grassroots channel, so we want to take you back to kind of where it all started. Do you remember the name of your first club?
First club was a team called Down Arms in Goole, like a local Sunday League team. I think it's because I started quite young. I think it must have been about 6 or 7. And there weren't many young or that younger age groups, so mum and dad used to make us travel. We used to travel about 30, 40 minutes. Yeah. And then as you got older, going to schools, it was like closer Sunday League teams, so it went to South Milford.
Okay. And what was your route into the pro game from there?
So South Milford, it's like near me, so we're in between Leeds and York. And we played a summer game against York City, and that's how I got scouted. And yes, I was at York City as a YTS as it was then. And
so you're now looking into coaching. You're watching your own kids play. How did your childhood in grassroots football set you up for the career you've had now?
I think that even now I've got a little boy as well who's football mad, and a girl who's football mad. But for me, you need to enjoy it. You know, you can get into the academies, whatever they're called now, at a young age, I'm not saying it's not enjoyable, but it's serious. You know, you're geared up to win, and there's structure and all that lot. Listen, I know you need to learn that, but I do believe at a younger age, like 10, 11, 12, I think when you get to 13, 14, you're looking to get to the academy. You've enjoyed it with your pals, and then is the time to knuckle down and learn.
Gotcha. Yeah, as I say, it's you don't want to be putting too much pressure on kids at that age, do you?
No, because football is intense. You know, I know we have the best job and everyone laughs. You don't work hard, but it is not stressful. But there's so much, you know, going on that you need to sacrifice and things like that. And I think if you don't enjoy it at a young age, it becomes a chore. And I think that's why you see a lot of young boys, when they get released, they're just not interested in football anymore. Yeah.
And when you look back, are there any coaches from those early days that taught you lessons that are still serving you well now?
Yeah, I had my 2 youth team managers at York City, Paul Stancliffe, who I think's at Doncaster now, and Brian Neves, who I think he's working out in Malaga, if I'm honest. Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, they were old school, but you know, they had a laugh as well, and I think that helps. I've done a few interviews where it's about how everything's kind of like sugar-coated with kids now, and you need to be careful what you say and
set expectations.
Yeah. But Paul and Brian, they told us the truth. They were honest with us, and going on in my career, that's what I like from managers. I want honesty, whether it's good or bad.
Great stuff. Byron, thanks for joining us. Wish you all the best for the final.
Cheers.
We'll see you there.
Brilliant, thank you.
If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a ramble.